Hey guys, Melinda Haynes, license number 102308. Today we are going to talk about a saucy subject. I'm sexually attracted to my therapist. So, first of all, relax. If you're worried about it enough to search it online or to look on YouTube for a cause, you're probably not like weird or creepy or otherwise disturbed. Okay, being attracted to your therapist is actually not unusual, and it can be very healing and very healthy as long as it's handled correctly by both you and your therapist, especially your therapist, actually. The problem is that some people who are in therapy don't realize this. They don't know that being attracted to your therapist is kind of a normal part of the therapy process. They don't expect it, and then they don't know how to deal with it once it does happen. Another problem is that some therapists are not even fully aware of it or fully comfortable in dealing with it. So hopefully we're going to be able to talk about this for a little bit, and then we can figure out how we can address the issue in a way that's healthy and helpful. Okay, so let's take Fred, for example. Fred has been seeing his therapist, Lucy, for a few months. Okay, so he's been able to open up about his fear of commitment. Fred and Lucy have even approached the subject of Fred's troubled relationship with his father. Okay, so one day, much to Fred's surprise, he notices that he's having these attraction feelings to Lucy, like attraction. So now let's pause here for a second, because first we need to address why this happens. Why is it so common, or why am I calling it normal? Okay, so our reaction when we get attracted to somebody, it's just a common response to feeling vulnerable and intimate with another human being. Now, if Fred hasn't allowed himself to open up to another person like this before, his newfound experience of emotional intimacy can manifest itself as attraction, or it can feel like attraction to him. So he's attributing his feeling good, feeling more confident, feeling vulnerable and connected. He's attributing that to Lucy rather than attributing it to himself, and understanding that he's the one that did the work. He's the person that's able to go there, to work on these issues and to open up and to be real and to be not perfect with somebody, to have those quote unquote issues. So that's a normal response. Okay, so you think about this in a way that's like maybe somebody that you know in your life. You've got a next door neighbor maybe who found a new girlfriend shortly after his wife died. Okay, so he could have been trying to find somebody to fill a void, or he could have been feeling emotionally vulnerable, and then this other lady comes along, and then he feels really connected to her because she's meeting that need that had been filled before, or she's understanding because perhaps she's been through the same thing. So there's that emotional kind of connection that goes on with that. Another issue is that we can feel attracted to somebody, and this is kind of like a human thing. We'll feel attracted to somebody as a way to distract ourselves from what the issue is. So it's possible that Fred was feeling attracted to Lucy as a distraction for actually addressing the issues and feeling what he needs to feel. Okay, so it's kind of just like that. We funnel our emotions, or we funnel our distractions or whatever into a sexual nature. So that couldn't be another thing that's going on with Fred. Okay, so Fred's over here, he's starting to feel vulnerable and intimate with somebody. His feelings of anxiety or depression or whatever it is are lifting. So he feels better, he's starting to feel more confident, he's like getting his libido back, he's starting to, to feel better and all this stuff about himself. And so then he just automatically wants to credit Lucy with it. Not only credit Lucy with it, but then, gift her with all of his, energy and newfound happiness. Okay, so those are a few reasons why this could happen. Now, if Fred doesn't know how to deal with this, right? He's maybe embarrassed, or he feels, he's weird or awkward, and he doesn't want to mention it to Lucy. Then he's kind of like holding on to stuff in therapy. Lucy can't read his mind. Maybe she doesn't know what's going on. And Fred starts to feel like, oh gosh, what if I do this thing, or if I say that thing, Lucy's gonna know, she's gonna find out that I am attracted to her, I'm gonna be so embarrassed, she's gonna be mad at me, or whatever the thought process might be. So he, instead of focusing on personal growth and dealing with this issue at hand, he either shuts down or he just stops going to therapy because he doesn't even want to deal with it. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He thinks like this is, odd, and, he just shouldn't be this way, and he needs to find like another therapist, maybe, a not very attractive male therapist that he's not attracted to because he happens to be attracted to females. Whatever. Okay, so he has missed out on this opportunity for growth. Okay, now if Fred is able to come forward to Lucy and say, hey, I'm feeling this way. I heard that this is probably part of the normal therapeutic process and that we're supposed to talk about this and work through it. Lucy, hopefully, the way she handles it, she'll understand that this is transference. Okay, so Fred's taking his emotions that are either attributed, should be attributed to his own self or to maybe somebody else. Maybe he's been missing out on having these feelings towards women for a while. So she takes it and she's like, great, this is awesome. This means therapy's working, good job. And then they work through it in a way that's very helpful and healing. Then Fred gets the benefit because he's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I understand now. Lucy has explained to me like why all these things happen. Then Lucy also gets to feel great because she's like, wow, I'm a good therapist. I was able to handle that very appropriately. However, if Fred does bring the issue to Lucy and then Lucy's like, oh my gosh, I've never been so insulted in all my life, that kind of thing, and she doesn't know how to handle this transference issue very well, she could cause more damage than good because she's shaming Fred for something that's just a normal, natural part of the therapeutic process in a lot of cases. So we need to be brave as clients to say, I'm feeling kind of this way. And we need to be insightful and cautious as therapists to be able to handle it with care. with care, so that we're not damaging our clients even further. When they are able to come to us as therapists with this secret, this insight, we have to understand that this is an awesome opportunity to really get into some really deep work of the therapeutic process. It's not a weird thing. It's not a bad thing. And when we handle it appropriately, it actually can be a very great thing. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that if you have been feeling attracted to your therapist and your therapist kind of takes advantage of it or acts on that or says, well, hey, I'm feeling attracted to you too, let's take it to the next level. Something like that, that is illegal. That's not okay. It's unethical. It's not allowed. So if that's happened, you can contact your state's board that licenses these individuals and let them know, like, hey, this has happened. This isn't okay. There was an abuse of power that happened here. This definitely wasn't handled in a therapeutic manner. Okay, so I hope that answers some of the questions about being attracted to your therapist. So if you have any other questions, please call me, you can call me, or contact me. All my contact information is below. Thanks.